How are we doing, folks? Welcome to the Ancient Ram Inn. This is a very special one for us, for the channel especially, because we've never been here before. You might have seen many other investigators being here as well, but you know, it's our turn now, and first impressions was, you know, as Steve felt quite claustrophobic, and it is quite, you know, low ceilings, everything's like wood. I mean, everything's stone as well. I mean, there's barely no painted walls. And I mean, if you look at that through there, you've got stone everywhere, and apparently that one down there, that is where, whoops, that is where the child's remains were. Let me just take you in. So apparently down here, that is where the child's remains were found. So we are told. I find that quite strange there, that's still been left open. But hey ho, it is what it is. But this is like, you know, you talk about like clickbait all over the place. I mean, you've got stuffed ravens, stuffed crows, skulls. You've got objects of paranormal paraphernalia everywhere. Even got a few of our cat balls kicking around. Okay then, folks, what we're going to do is a estes method here by the fireplace in this lovely kind of, like, you know, snug kind of bar area, if you want to call it that. Obviously would have been a great meeting point if these chairs are to be believed and were originally placed here. Then obviously people have sat around here and chatted. Obviously all that residual energy maybe hopefully might be here. So we will try an estes method. I am going to be the victim, blindfolded, and Steve will be asking the questions. And then if I get nothing at all after maybe 5 or 10 minutes, we're going to swap around and we'll see what happens.
If there are any spirits here, you might like to be able to tell us how many of you are still here. Again, you can speak through the white noise on a box that Mark has in his hand, sat in that chair with those funny things on his ears. So feel free to talk through that white noise and let Mark know your name and how many spirits are here with us tonight. You might be the spirit of a traveller, or you might be the spirit of the unfortunate child or children that were buried under the floor of this pub or inn. Maybe you are here with us tonight. Maybe you might like to make your presence known. Again, you can talk to Mark through the white noise.
I don't know.
Does that mean you don't know whether it's safe to talk? You don't know whether you feel comfortable coming forward? We really do mean you no harm. We don't mean you any disrespect. Did you come to this place quite often?
Today.
You came here today? Okay. Were you just passing through for a drink? Or did you come here maybe to rent a room for an evening? Or maybe just to have a meal before you were on your way? Perhaps you might like to fill in the gaps there and tell us As I say, you can talk through the white noise and a little box that Mark has in his hand. You might be able to see it. Feel free. We've got plenty of energy between the pair of us. You can use our energy to make contact.
Who was?
Perhaps this was your favourite place to come and sit and have a laugh with other people, friends, tradesmen, anyone that used to pass through here, as we're just on the outskirts of Gloucester.
Calling.
Perhaps you're trying your hardest to communicate.
Strange whistle.
Perhaps you might like to make that whistle a little bit louder so we can both hear it. Perhaps you might like to touch Mark. You might like to...
I'm not joking there, it felt like something knocked the chair.
If that was you playing a joke,
I've got major chills.
then you must be standing near Mark. Touch him on the head. Pull his headphones. Put a hood on his jacket.
Who are you?
I'm Steve. How many of you are there here? Is it just one person? Or are there several?
I'm just not getting much, to be fair.
Not getting much? Okay. I thought it was quite interesting with some of the questions I was asking.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That friggin' knock. I felt like somebody, and my legs were still.
And yet the question I asked was, if you're here, go and stand next to Mark.
Really?
Let him know that you are there.
Yeah. Sorry for swearing, but bloody hell, man.
Honestly, yeah.
It felt like someone kicked from this side.
I said touch you on the head, pull on your shirt, do something, let him know that you're there. And then you said there was a knock, and then you felt cold.
Flaming heck, man.
It's unfortunate I couldn't get how many there were, a name, anything like that. But yeah, a couple
I think I might have heard, I wasn't too sure though, but I might have heard 7 as a number that came through.
Yeah.
And that is the only number that I could mainly kind of like, you know, loosely decipher.
Yeah.
They hate it when I do this. I had to get that in. That's right, spooks. Dead coals in the house. How are we doing, folks? We have come up to the first floor. Steve is in the bishop's room where we are there now. I am going to be placed in the witch's room across the landing. We've got a couple of gadgets going all the way through, like cat balls, REM pods, that kind of thing. I'm going to set off my my spirit box, which is on the landing in between us, through the honey tone amplifier, so we can all hear what's going on. Oh my God. What did that say? Yeah. Here? Right. Okay. Spirits of the ancient ram. My name's Mark. I have Steve in the other room across the landing. Could you give us a sign that you're here, please? I am in the witch's room, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Is that saying here? What it is, I've got the Ghost Tube app set up through the amplifier so we can both kind of hear it.
Blood.
Flood? Well, it is raining. And I believe they have had floods down here in the on the ground floor. You can maybe let us know via a name, or maybe even a tap or a knock. Walk towards one of the rooms. Kick those cat balls for 6 on the landing. I also have these bells above my head, which I've knocked my head into several times, even though I've put them there. Do you hear that knock, that bang? Steve? Sorry? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I need to see what that's saying. Mate, you're not going to freaking believe this. Whatever the app is saying is not coming through on the flaming. It's not coming through on the bloody. Jesus Christ, that's freaking giving me chills.
What, not telling you what it was?
No. I'll give you the last 5 or 6 words that the app has actually been churning out is Europe. If you can see that, folks. Europe, blood, Europe, old, hammer. And that thing's been saying here. I'm going to run with this. Goddamn bells. Bloody hell. That has given me massive chills. So, I'm just going to reiterate again because I just can't believe what I've just actually heard. I actually thought the voice coming through the amplifier that I've got on the desk over there, the honeytone amplifier, I thought that was the app's voice, but I've just realised it isn't, because the app's voice is kind of American, kind of like lady. That was not an American lady's voice coming through the amplifier, saying here or yeah. If there's a spirit here in this, I know that bloody cat ball's going off, but you know, I reckon cat ball's going nuts again, and I'm starting to get a bit jittery. Maybe it was the Wi-Fi signal that was making the K2 go nuts there. Right, let's start that again, spirit. Let's have a rewind and start this again, because I'd like to try and debunk what happened before, but I think it happened anyway. I might have actually just got it. Mother? I'm bringing that over here with me. That K2's going friggin' loopy. That can go down there, because I think the phone's set.
Olivia.
Olivia.
Our first name of the day.
Well, if this app is to be believed, which a lot of apps aren't, so, you know, again, I'm just using this as like a, I don't know, some kind of gap filler, if you want to call it that.
Here.
Here?
Olivia.
Let's see if you're here.
If Olivia is here,
Show yourself.
could you walk into the witch's room and dangle some of the bells, please?
Help.
The good thing about running the Ghost Tube app through this through the amplifier is it has like a slight echo setting, which probably makes it sound a little bit more creepy. But you can actually pick up what it actually says better. To be honest, it seems to be clearer.
Here.
If you can hear the hiss, it's because I've actually got it on probably a bit too loud, to be fair. I notice my cat balls have stopped going off now I've moved them. It's a bit difficult to use the cat balls in here because actually you might be able to see it on the camera, but the floor slopes down that way. So it's a bit difficult to really, I don't know, I mean, if one of the cat balls wants to roll in that direction, that would be fantastic. But aside from that, I don't know if I can really trust the cat balls, to be fair. I might have just knocked that off. What was that? Do you hear a whistle? What was that? Do you hear a whistle?
I didn't hear a whistle. No.
Was it me on the bed? I just heard like a... So it was somewhere outside. But this is the notorious Bishop's Room, where supposedly, dare I say the word incubus or succubus, has visited a few people, and so tales have been told of had their wicked way with them. God help us if that happens. What do you reckon of that, Steve?
Bring it on, I could do with some action.
Oh God. Spot the Bachelor. Oh dear me. Oh. Cat ball. No. Actually, no, that was the one. That was a different one that went off.
A different one. Now, I'm going to try and debunk that by moving my foot. Well, that proves it wasn't me moving.
Yep.
If you are right in front of me, and I'm perhaps sitting in your favourite chair, come and do something to get me out. Hit me with your best shot.
Yeah. There's a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, good old Pat Benatar. Perhaps if there is a succubus here. Come and sit on my lap.
You wish, pal.
Join me on this chair. Come on, baby.
Hit me one more time.
There's a song in there somewhere.
Come on, spirits, let's have you. I know we've got all night. We quite literally have got all night.
Yeah.
What's the time now, mate? What are we looking at now? Midnight? Are thereabouts?
Oh.
Oh.
That might be because I moved the camera. It's got
It's 12:30.
quite a good range. Is it 12:30?
12:30, yeah. Yeah, so just on that, what's your sensor attached to, Steve? That's on. It's over there by the chair.
It's the door latch.
So what kind of sensor is it? Is it a movement sensor?
It's a movement sensor, yeah. It has a range of about 5 meters.
Well, that's definitely from. Well, that's this room, isn't it? 5 meters is probably this length of this room, maybe just slightly less. Considering this is like Haunted Hill all over again. So considering this is like an ancient property, and supposedly around about 800 years old, that is a serious amount of time passed. And I know it's been restored and it looks lovely, but still there is so much wood and stone in here. It's crazy. Now, I have not heard the. I mean, you tell me, Steve. Have you heard the house creak, or apart from obviously when we're walking around, because the floorboards is rickety as hell.
Only the floorboards.
But when we're stood still, I've not heard a single peep out of this house.
No.
And I've just had a dust particle go past there.
Yeah,
That's right.
I've had to debunk a couple of dust particles.
I'm sorry, folks, but this is quite an old house. So the orb situation, if you want to believe that, will be dust.
And there are a couple of bugs flying around as well. So
Yeah, I've seen a few
one of
tiny
those.
little flies.
Yeah, mostly downstairs. But
Come on, spirits of the ancient Ram Inn. I mean, if there is any spirits here, I'm not really trying to make a joke. But, you know, it's an inn at the end of the day. There would have been many a joke told here over the years. People get together, have a few drinks, and they tell jokes, chat, and all that kind of stuff. So, being jovial in an inn is probably better than being serious. That's how I see it anyway. I know a lot of folks say that, you know, people are not being serious enough, but, you know, at the end of the day, if spirits are to be believed, when they were human, they would have had a laugh and a joke just as much as the next person. So you can't tell me that if spirits have an intelligent persona around them, that they don't like a good laugh as well. So if that's the case, give us a riddle. Give us a joke. Do something funny. Knock on that door in front of us and run away. That'll give us a laugh. We are going to go to the witch's room. I'm going to do another estes method in the witch's room. And we're going to go to the den next door with all the creepy dolls. It's only a small room, but we're going to try the necrophonic app in there. Lovers of the necrophonic app, you will see it for the first time on this channel. So, we'll be back in a bit. Now, I don't really know a great deal about this app at all, but we're going to use it. We're in the den, where we have multiple strange and weird and creepy things. I mean, there's a cot here next to me. It's a very small room. You're probably talking like 8 foot by 8 foot. There's a headless doll in there. There's another creepy looking fucking thing down there. That's just not nice whatsoever. I know it's a doll, but fair enough. And then we've got the rocking horse doll just here next to me, and there's a rocking horse behind me, and we have a Steve just here.
The old horse.
The old horse. Right. We are in this very small room, spirits. If you are anywhere near us, could you please come through the door and join us in this room and interact with whatever you might see around you. We have a few different gadgets. There's a REM pod of the door, not that you'll know what that is, but it's a black box with an aerial on it, with a metal rod in it. A couple of cat balls kicking around. And that's what we've got. There we go. Horrible whispers coming through there. As always with these kind of things, you might be able to hear certain things, although we did hear a yes quite clearly there before. But I'll review it in the edit.
This seems to be one of the apps that a lot of people favour.
Give me a number. Give me a number, please, to how many spirits reside in the Ancient Ram Inn.
Are you male or female?
Stop. Did I hear there?
Oh. Stop now about 2 or 3 times.
Who's telling us to stop?
Me? Did it say me?
Yeah. Who's me? Could you give me a name, please? Jesus Christ.
Can you try and say the name as clearly as possible, please?
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
God. I thought that bloody doll had moved in there. I couldn't see its face. Jesus, man, that made my friggin' heart jump.
Do we have a name for any spirits here, please?
Jesus Christ, man. Just... There's no need for the shrieking. Can you stop with the shrieking, please? You're freaking scaring the crap out of me. We're back here in the main, if you want to call it the main snug bar kind of area, supposedly. Steve's on the other side of that seat back. He's I was going to say his balls have been flashing, but only when the camera's not on. Ain't that right, mate?
That's right. Bloody typical.
We're going to make this the last session in here. I want to try something I haven't tried for a while. So I've got the Lord's Prayer here that I'm going to play in Old English, Middle English, and Early English. So and we'll see if anything comes off. Ooh. Cat ball flashing there on the on top of the barrel in front of me. I'll turn this around so you don't have to look at my mush all the time. So I'm going to set this away. I've got the Melrem and 3 cat balls in front of me. One of them was going off, which is on the far right hand side of the Melrem, and I've got a K2 just up there balancing on the edge. Again, we're right next to this beautiful old fire. So let's try this one here then. Let's set this away.
Fader ure, thu de erton heavenum, si din nama je halgod, tobe kuma din riche, je wurde din willa, on erdan, swa on heavenum, urna je dai chwamle kanslaf, sule us to dai, and for you vos ure gultas, swa we, for you vad urum gultendum, and ne je labdo us on kostnunge, Akalusus of uvele. Ure Vader that art in heavens, hallowed be thy name, the kingdom come to, be thy will done, in earth as in heaven. Give to us this day our bread, our other substance, and forgive to us our debts, as we forgive to our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
So if there's any spirits here that recognise that language, because I have a strong feeling if this place, because this place is so flaming old, if there are any old spirits here, they would not be able to recognise how we are talking. That's my theory anyway. Can you come towards me and you may see this green light on the black box that I'm looking at there now. Any chance you could make that flicker? Is there anyone upstairs? If you heard something, mate, it's at your end, because I never heard anything. Any chance you can make a bang or a clatter upstairs? Make a noise, a tap?
It's easy, look. It's easy, look.
Any kind of sign at all, spirits, that you might be here with us? And now's your chance. I'm even too tired to even say anything, to be fair. Well, ladies and gents, we have been here from 7:30 in the evening.
Yep.
And now what is it, about 3:15?
Something like that, yeah.
I think I'd have lost track of time.
Maybe
to be fair.
later.
Maybe later. It might be more like 3:30 now in the morning. We've had a good long time here. And I can quite honestly say it has been an exceptionally quiet night. I doubt we've got anything at all, but besides which, it's been a very enjoyable night and it's been a pleasure to come here. Would I come back here again? Yep, I think I would. But let's hope next time we'll get a bit of activity, because I'm going to dub this episode Dead Silent.
Most definitely.
And on that note, loves, we'll see you in the next one.
Take care, people.
Hang on a cotton picking second, folks. Right, let's just rewind a bit and let's go back to when we were upstairs and had the honeytone amplifier on the landing. I was in the witch's room. Steve was in the bishop's room, and I thought the honeytone amp was saying here. Now, upon reflection and after editing this video, I think it was true what the app was actually saying, where it said Europe, blood. I thought it said flood again, hard of hearing in my old age. And then it said Europe, Europe, Europe. Every time it said Europe, I translated that as saying here. I mean, I'm not just lying. That actually what that was what I thought it actually said on the night, and that's why I was freaking out. So, to be honest, I'll hate to spoil it, but I think that it actually was true what the app was saying. But hey, you tell me in the comments, and we'll leave it at that. It was still a great night, and we had some interesting stuff in the den with the necrophonic app, which I never thought I'd see. And the estes method was quite interesting as well downstairs in the bar area. Anyway, I had a blast. Steve, thanks very much for coming along. It was great to have you there, and I really hope everybody enjoyed it. Until the next video, we'll see you soon, folks. Ta-ra.